Thank you so much, Pat, and welcome back to the caster's desk, everyone. We have a new guest, the king. No, it's Clash with Ash, everyone, and Hyphonics up here, where we're going to be checking out a few games coming up very soon. Now, Ash, we've seen a lot of players today, but I want to know, is there someone that you haven't seen that you want to see today?
Well, Kelly, I have my eyes on quite a few players out there today. I mean, a lot of them have actually been on my channel. Shout out my channel. But no, there's a really lot of skilled players. I mean, one of the guys from Elite Nation who's a really, really good player is HBG, and he's a good cycle player. And I'd like to see what he was doing. I know that he was in the top 3 for a while there. Then he took a little fall. Kind of see what's going on with him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I see a lot of very competitive people coming out here today. Yeah. Going such a distance. So I can't wait to see them play.
So many familiar names. Like, seriously, I recognize probably a quarter at least of the names in the top.
That's crazy.
Top 50, yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look actually at a game that HBG was in coming up very soon, everyone.
And here we have it.
Let's see what they're going to start off with.
Oh, he's playing Clyde. Clyde is another really, really, really good player. And HBG, like I said, he's playing with the with that bait cycle deck, so the Princess Goblin Barrel right off the bat.
Yeah, going right away into an aggressive push with the Barrel of Goblins, but automatically being stopped there.
Yep, and the Ice Golem is so great in this deck too because it really has great synergy. I believe he has the Zap spell too, so Ice Golem, Zap, really great combination. Take out a minion horde for 4 elixir, not bad in a pinch.
I feel like he's going to be using it to his advantage to go ahead and compensate with, but going right away with an aggressive Hog with his Skeleton Army here. Let's see if we can get any contact.
Oh, pretty decent defense there by Clyde, considering, right? Oh, that was actually really good defense.
Yeah, he had a very good successful push there. A lot coming off to the side there.
Now, like I was saying, Clyde, a very, very good player, too. So he finishes very, very high in tournaments and definitely a very well-known name in the community. So this is going to be a good match, I anticipate.
Yeah, he's doing very well in protecting himself so he doesn't get any hits. But he keeps on driving to push the Barrel Goblins, and he does get somewhat of a success rate onto it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Clyde is playing for his other 2 cards here.
Let's see, we have a Lumberjack coming over here, and it does make contact with the Rage next to it, but I don't think that's going to do much for him.
Yeah, and there comes the Hog again, but he's ready again with that Tombstone.
Yeah,
call it a graveyard.
The log came into handy.
It did.
Very good play right there. Probably going to keep the Mega Minion busy.
Yeah, the thing about HBG is that he has like a 6th sense. And some of these guys, I'm jealous of that because I just don't have it. But some of these guys have an incredible knack for when the opponent has just few enough elixir to play that hogrider to catch him off guard, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely understanding their cycles through here and obviously not allowing the Golem to make too much of a success at all here. Yeah. They're definitely on top of their game, especially when it comes to any pushes. Once again, a Hog coming through with a log, but
and
still
another good defense.
Stopping it.
Absolutely. Clyde is just, you know, it's smart what Clyde is doing right here. He knows it's a super aggressive deck, so he's not overplaying the Golem. He's only played 1 Golem so far. So. Yeah.
I mean, what I'm getting at, we're getting a little bit of chip damage here. So this could be the reason why he might be able to pull the win out here with Barrel of Goblins.
And now in double elixir overtime, I would expect to see that Golem after maybe this defense. We'll have to wait and see, but, well, that's the thing about HBG, John. He really keeps the pressure on. You know?
No, he's definitely getting himself a very good chip right here.
Yeah, here's the Golem. But surely. Golem at the river. Oh, and then the lightning.
That lightning right there is going to help him.
He sat on that lightning all the way till overtime. Smart play.
That was the first time he used it throughout the entire game here, just so he can get himself some contact here.
And this is wow.
That log coming in good.
Yeah. And another good use of that Tombstone there. The only problem is now it's wasted in the cycle. And if he wants to play the Hog right now, it'd probably be a good time.
No, HBG would have a good opportunity if he does go with the Hog right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Looks like he's holding back. Surprised. Oh, he's going opposite lane. Interesting.
I think he's trying to catch him off guard, but he has that Tombstone.
He had it, yeah. I think he got the cycle complete with that Mega Minion. Got the Tombstone back up again. So
what maybe he could have done differently was to push it quicker. Yeah. But let's see here, going with once again the Barrel of Goblins, but automatically being stomped out.
Absolutely.
But that Hog gets through.
Finally got the Hog to the tower. The only thing is, it's the other tower. You know, it's dangerous against a real big beatdown deck like that to really concentrate on both towers. You know, you're just kind of.
No, absolutely. He's going to have a little bit of a problem here. If this Golem gets enough hits, this might be it for him here.
Can he defend that? There's a Zap. And that's going to be it. Log ends it. So
it looks like that's going to be it right there.
And that was 2 really skilled players, you know, at the top of their game. You know, both of them really trying to learn, taking the first 2 minutes definitely to really nail the opponent's cycle and make sure they have their timing proper. And at the end, it just kind of, I think maybe switching lanes was a good move, but then he stuck with the right lane And I think maybe if he had just focused on one lane or just, mixed it up a little bit, but not gone so heavy, HBG,
no, absolutely.
that is.
I agree. I mean, he went very aggressive on both ends. Every time they would have the answer to stomp them out. However, though, if he did push the opposite end, I think he could have pulled it through for the win there.
I think so, too. It's smart. It's smart when they're playing a strong beatdown deck. It's smart to switch lanes, but you kind of have to pick and choose,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Either way, great game. The next game up, you want to...
I do, indeed. Well, I actually have a few questions.
Over the coast.
I mean, you're doing a great job.
Get out of here.
I actually have a question about the game that we saw in all the games that we've been seeing up here on the caster's desk, is that there definitely doesn't seem to be much variety in the projectiles and the buildings. Why is that?
Well,
it's like the log and Inferno Tower. It's what I see.
From what I'm getting at, they're trying to cycle each other out and seeing what they can get that kind of opportunity. But in this game, it seems like they were not able to let up. I mean, they were saving their cards for the last second, like the lightning that was saved up until the last second. But for the most part, they're expecting a barrel of goblins, a zap right on top of it. He's trying to break the cycle out.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, too, I think that, it's funny. You feel for the people who played the Bomb Tower and the Tesla, they're almost dead as far as structures go. And really, it's all about counters. And the best counter to beat down deck is obviously the Inferno Tower. So that's why it's so popular in the game. And then the Skeleton, excuse me, how many times am I going to call the Tombstone the Skeleton Army of the Graveyard? Get it right, Ash! So the Tombstone is so important, too, because it's so cheap, great for hog riders, also great for distracting tanks. So.
Now, we're going to be taking a look at another game, but I want to know, what other player do you want to see?
Well, there was a guy, and this is a guy who I actually had not heard of, but he was flirting at the top of the leaderboard both heats, and his name was Taro. So, want to take a look at him? I'm not sure if you have it available, but...
I believe we do, actually. Let's take a look at a game with Taro, and in just a second, everyone.
Here we are starting off. Let's see what their first combination is with right off the Tombstone going off there for the distraction with the Princess.
Yeah, I actually had I have no idea what either of these players are playing. Well, up until now, obviously, but we're going in double speed here. You can see that the red player, Bon-Mi, is going with that air affected deck, the Lava Hound with the Inferno Dragon. Very difficult to counter for Taro playing the beatdown with the giant deck. No,
I agree, and it's unusual to see a Inferno Dragon coming into these combos.
The Golem.
Yeah. No.
Unbelievable. I could have sworn it was going to be a Lava Hound coming out next.
Absolutely. This is something you'd pair up with the Mega Minion and Inferno. So with the graveyard coming in right there.
Wow. So it's basically very similar to the deck I'm running right now, and it's but with the Inferno Dragon. Interesting.
Yeah, this is a very competitional kind of standard here. That is going to get him so much damage to start it off right there.
And right out the gate. Bon-Mi comes in really, really strong there.
No, absolutely. Very aggressive on his end. He's knowing what's going to be expecting now with that graveyard coming in next time.
Taro really playing a classic deck. I mean, aside from the log, all the cards have been in the game for about 8 months, Princess being the first legendary. So it's, it's pretty classic with the Furnace added to the giant beatdown deck. But the Golem is going to be trouble over here. Graveyard probably, defense instead.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think he has the cards what it would take to be able to counter the Golem correctly without it getting something on him. As you can see.
And I incorrectly called the Graveyard coming, and that was actually foolish on my part, because the thing about the Graveyard is you don't want to overplay it. You didn't need a Graveyard there, so why would he play it? So smart move there on...
Once again, coming in, this is a little bit, I'd say an unorthodox way of defending, but he's got no choice, it seems.
It's really tough. You get a feel for Taro. Of course, both of the players that I called out really, meeting their matches as far as the counters go, and that's game over there. But
yeah,
well
Ash,
played for
both
sure.
players that you called out both lost.
Right? I don't know, guys. I wouldn't go to Vegas with my advice here, but what can you do? No, still players for sure, though. Both of those guys. I would expect to see both of those guys in the third heat for sure.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
As someone that is going to be facing the top 8 players, what are you most nervous about?
Don't remind me, Kelly. Please.
Too bad.
I'm nervous about everything, to be honest with you. No, it's just a game. I don't. I'm probably not supposed to say this.
It's also a lot of money.
But the thing is, yeah, I'm happy to be here, happy to have fun, happy to kind of rep the Elite Gaming and my subscribers and all my, I feel like they're family. So I'm just happy to be on the main stage. I'm definitely the smallest YouTuber here by far. So I'm just kind of honored to be here, to be honest with you. Not to give the cliche good guy answer, but it's true.
I mean, technically, Hyphonics doesn't even have a YouTube, so maybe.
Yeah, but he's huge. But he's huge.
Get in here.
He's huge in the streaming game. So
Twitch, right? Yeah. But no, absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to see these plays. We have a lot of competitive players here. They know exactly what to be expecting against each other. So I want to see what's going to be that change up to see who's going to be able to break through to get in the top 8.
What are you saying as far as the most popular decks at the top of these two first heats?
Honestly, what I've noticed is the Golem is almost in every combination lately.
And
on
the log.
And the log as well for the
Yeah.
defensive end there. And I mean, I don't blame them because everyone's using like a tombstone just to keep themselves always busy while they're pushing it through.
That's the thing. The golem is so popular. I'm going to run golem as well, but you know, I'm really.
You might not want to say that.
Well, I don't care. I tweeted out my deck. I could care less.
Okay.
I mean, whatever. But the thing is with the golem, I think that it's really, really important that if you're going to play the tombstone as your only defensive structure, I think it's super important to cycle to the tombstone twice when they drop that tank. So basically trying to lure the tank into the opposite lane. So that's what I'm going to be trying on the main stage if I go up against a golem. I want to make sure I put down my graveyard, I see their golem, and then I'm going to cycle in back of my tower, and then I'm going to put the other graveyard a little bit to the right there if they're coming to the left. Divert the tank, and that's the best thing you can do. I just hope I don't run into a Lava Hound deck. That's my nemesis, but we'll have to wait and see.
So for those of you that are going to make it a top 8, build Lava Hound. Thank you so much, Ash. And we got more games coming up. But first, let's head back to Sean at the host desk.
Well, we knew it from the absolute start that today would be a day with highs, lows, and some unexpected plays. We talked about it a little bit, and nobody really saw this one coming. I can tell you now, and we did touch on it a little bit before, Yao Yao, one of the players, TMD Yao Yao, has actually done something that nobody has seen before. He went ahead and played for literally 15 minutes, top of the leaderboard, and just said, that's it. I've done enough to make sure I get through to the next round. This guy is out for blood. He wants to prove himself, and I can guarantee the YouTubers are probably quaking in their boots, and rightfully they should.